Hello and welcome to another What's Inside. This time we're looking at Clue Carnival, the case of the missing prizes. Aimed at ages 5 and up, about 20 minutes to play, 2 to 5 players, and this came out around 2009 from Hasbro and Parker Brothers. So, it's upside down. So inside we're going to see a game board in 2 pieces. Plastic tray, which is low-end plastic, 5 movers, 6 who cards, 6 where cards, 6 win cards, 1 guess card, 18 guess tokens in 5 colors, 3 gold tokens, detective sheet, truth envelope, and die and instructions. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what that looks like. So here's our color instructions. Very straightforward. This is effectively Clue Junior with a twist. And it's actually a pretty interesting twist. Now you do need the game box for this because, as you can see from right here, that's part of the game board. There's also a funhouse mirror of all the characters. And then just your regular adverts. So, there's also the box art there. Boring. So here's your main board, and this goes down below here. And it's got your different locations and different start locations for the different colors. On the back is a different board, which also connects, and this is a somewhat more advanced one. This is 1B. And then we have this board, which actually stays over the tray, which has all our bits and pieces in it. We're going to go ahead and take those out right now. But these little areas here are actually where these slots go. So you could drop your colored token in there, and it's part of the actual setup of the game. And the second half of the game board is up here, because there's a starting location up here too. So you've got your 6 people, 6 locations, and 6 times. Alright, so let's take a little closer look at that. And then we'll get to the game pieces. Okay, so here is your clue sheet. And as you see, it breaks down the 6 people. Has the letter A up here, big blank spot, and the clocks. Now on the back of this is the B board with the locations on it instead of just the blank area. This is probably going to be the most missing piece of the game because it's going to also be the most difficult to replace. Movers are easy. You can order those online in most styles, and you could probably find something to replace the cards with, but these clue sheets are generally used up. And you can hear a train going by. So be aware of that these are obviously very unique, and there's not that many in a pad. Also, here is the confidential envelope. It's a little different than your usual one, but serves the same function. It's an envelope. It's not that exciting. Now you also have a die, and this one has a 4, and then a 5, and a 6, and then another 5. And then you're back to your 4, and on the other end is a 5, and a 6. So there's 2 6s, 2 5s, or 3 5s rather, and a 4. 1 4, 3 5s, 2 6s. Now your movers are your standard plastic movers. They look like the old Sorry ones, but are a different type of plastic. A much sturdier plastic than what Sorry had but they are nice and big and easy for kids to pick up. So you've got yellow, green, blue, purple, and red. And these are actually pretty nice. They're kind of that vinyl plastic. So these are actually fairly easy to find for replacements. You can get them on Amazon most of the time. Also, there are the smaller tokens, and they are color coordinated to match the player movers. And each player gets 18 of these. You get 18 blue, 18 yellow, 18 red, 18 purple, and 18 green. And they're just regular chits. Nothing special about them. They're just small, regular cardboard pieces. Then you also get 3 of these golden check marks. And it's the same thing on both sides. These I'd be a little worried about losing too if you're a completionist like me. And then you've got your cards, which are really, really tiny and say Clue Carnival. So there's going to be 18 cards. You've got your character cards. So you got the creepy clown guy. Got Mrs. Peacock. Miss Scarlet. I'm guessing that's Miss White. They don't really have names on any of these. Colonel Mustard. Mr. Green. Professor Plum not shown. I'm guessing that one of the other characters is substituting for that. Unless Professor Plum is one of the women now. Because I think they did do a gender swap on that at one point. Then you've got your locations. You've got a Ferris wheel. You've got some sort of candy manufacturer. I don't know. Water slide with the log. Merry-go-round. And then what looks like a puppet show. And then there's the swirling tower. Then we get into our times. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And lastly, the card that is probably the most unique is the all guess card. So that is all of the cards, and they're barely cards, honestly. But that's all the contents of the game. So that is what is inside Clue Carnival, Case of the Missing Prizes, from Hasbro, from around 2009. Ages 5 and up, 20 minutes to play, 2 to 5 players. It's fine. It's an interesting take on Clue, and the different board features kind of neat, but I think it's going to get broken or missing pieces really quick, especially with the plastic tray being the usual low-end insert plastic that they put in board games. So that might be an issue, and you might have to come up with something to substitute for that. But finding missing pieces for this one might be a little harder. This is a slightly more obscure version of Clue. But it's fine. It's one you could add to your collection if you're a big Clue collector. And it's a better version of Clue Junior than most of the Clue Juniors. So I'd recommend it on that front just because it looks a little bit more challenging and probably a little bit more fun for some of the older kids that are getting ready to transition into regular Clue. This would probably be a bit more fun for them, like the 8 to 10 range. But the younger kids will probably like it too because it's got an interesting, colorful theme to it. So I'd recommend this, especially for Clue collectors. But it's not bad. It's just there's a lot of things that can go wrong with this set. A lot of pieces that could be missing. So you'll definitely want to make sure that all your pieces are accounted for. But that's going to do it for this one. We've seen what's inside. You've heard my take on it. That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future unboxings and reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.